Artificial intelligence is of course becoming more and more part of our everyday life, and it's also making its strides in astrophotography. Now, I think most of you guys, myself included, would be okay with AI being used for things like removing noise, reducing blur, or doing a star separation or background neutralization. Stuff that's not generative, where it just takes what's there and it basically just automatically sets the settings and runs through the algorithms that we've been using for years. However, if I went in and I say, hey chat, please generate an image of the Orion Nebula, make the image as realistic as you can and make sure it looks like it was taken with an astrophotography rig. I mean, sure, I can make it generate something, and sure, it looks like the Orion Nebula, and I can see the position of some of the stars looks about right. But of course, you don't have to look at these pictures for very long before you realize that something is not right. While it does definitely look like the Orion Nebula, but if we begin to zoom in, we begin to see like a grid pattern going on. Looks like could be some debearing that's gone wrong, but it just looks weird. It's that, you know, that uncanny valley where you look at a picture and it's like, that doesn't look right to me. And if you begin to move over to less commonly photographed targets, like for instance here I generated a picture of the Heart Nebula, things begin to really fall apart, especially if you hold it up next to a real picture of the Heart Nebula like the one I have here. Especially pay attention to all these features up here in the smaller lobe and also the shape of the smaller lobe, and then compare that to this. Shape here is very different. All those features up there along the edge, those dark nebulas up there, is completely missing. And overall, again, there's this weird like repeating patterns. Almost you can see the stars, it looks like they're all in some kind of weird grid structure. But I have another thing I want to try. So here's my idea. So I've just uploaded 3 master fits files of the Heart Nebula that we saw before. That's the data that I used to create that image I showed you before. These of course stacked, but otherwise they haven't been processed at all. There's been nothing done to them other than just pure stacking. So they're still the linear form. And I'm now going to try to ask ChatGPT to process these images, because I've noticed sometimes when you do this that it will actually begin to write some code in the background. And I'm interested to see what it comes up with. Now this took forever. I ended up like watching some YouTube and going out getting something to eat. And when I came back, it was still running. So I decided to try something else while we were waiting. So I went over to GitHub, created a new repository, uploaded my sample data to that repository, and I started a code agent. Code agents are designed for more longer, complex tasks. And as this one was designed for programming, I figured it was had a decent chance of maybe Copilot could go and create a decent script for us. Alright, so while it's still waiting for that, let's go and check out the code agent here, because I've actually done quite a bit of work already. So I just uploaded the files, so I just checked what files in the repo and stuff like that. And we can see here that it's beginning to create its first scripts. It uses Astro.io, where it imports a fits handling, and it does some image handling packages. It defines the functions for just loading the fits files and returns them as what? Looks like a NumPy float array, I guess. That means it knows it's monodata. It defines a normalization function, a stretching functions, a channel color balance channel, so it can balance the colors after it does it, a gamma correction function, and then it has the main function here, it looks, and then some arg parsing down here for actually parsing arguments. Oh my god, there's more arguments than I thought. So it has S, H, and O. I specifically asked it to do only monochrome channels. We can see here now it does some fixing. I'm not sure what it actually fixes here. Something with the command input arguments that apparently... Oh, it's probably the O from... that's funny. So it made a mistake here, where it has the O here as the oxygen channel, but I think O is also used here as an input for the output file, and that kind of gives it a conflict, and the thing gets confused. Now, that's funny, so it corrects that mistake. Basically, this is the process. It tests the program and tries again and again, and this is designed to take a while. So let's give these two time to cook. Now, while that is cooking, ChatGPT is up at 55 minutes now. still just, I have a feeling this is just stuck, and either it's just gonna run forever until some kind of internal server. I guess there must be a timeout at some point, I don't know. But this is by far the longest prompt that I ever managed to set to an AI. I mean, at this point, it would probably be faster if I just processed the data myself. I'm pretty sure I could process these 3 images, especially after they're stacked, faster than 55 minutes if I try to be a little speedy about it. Got a notification from GitHub. That probably means it is done. Let's go check it out. Okay, let's try to see what it can do. Okay, it created the file. That's bad. Oh my god. Okay. Multiple. Okay, so obviously the color channels are not properly aligned. You can see that here. So they are misaligned. And you can see here it didn't crop out the border noise as you would normally do, and it completely overexposed everything. It didn't do anything about the green noise or anything like that at all. I'm just gonna try it with a different data set where the color channels have already been aligned, so it doesn't have to do that. Just because I'm curious if that will handle that any better. And it is better. You can see now the channels, but there's no noise reduction. There's obviously no star reduction. And it doesn't blow this out as much, but it doesn't do anything about the green noise either. So I'm wondering, actually, I could probably just feed this some RGB data and it probably wouldn't notice it. So I'm just going to try to throw some, I asked it to just write a LRGB mode as well, and then we try to throw some RGB data on it. Maybe it'll do that better. Let's see. Okay, I mean, again, background neutralization's clearly not been done. The core is very, very overexposed. And in the meantime, ChatGPT is approaching 2 hours. Now, the point of this video was not to argue that we should try to use AI. Obviously, we're not quite there. I'm sure you could get all this stuff to work if you spent more time on it, but I'm not really interested in that. I kind of enjoy the manual imaging processing part of astrophotography. I think it's one of the great parts about this hobby is you have the very technical, very gear-dependent side of the hobby, that is the data collection and the image acquisition. And then you have the more, where you can be a little more creative and you can play around with it and you can do a bit more in the imaging process inside of it. You have both sides you can do with this hobby, which I think is great. So now if you want to go and practice your own image processing, because AI is clearly not very good at it, I've actually recently added a new perk to my channel members where they can get access to a large archive. There's 7 different objects in the archive right now, but it's growing as I get more and more data sets that are good enough of raw data you can take, and you can then begin to process it yourself. So if you want to try to process with some of the data that you've been seeing that I've used for the pictures in this video, you can actually get access to it through the channel membership system right here on YouTube. So click the join button below, or if you just want to see more silly astrophotography videos like this, there's also a subscribe button below. Thanks for watching, have fun, and clear skies. The background extraction now basically allows us to use an AI model to determine the background instead of us having to manually sit and